Yes, welcome again, and today we're going to make the project. We are going to make the other project on Python and on PyQt5, and the project will be on making the to-do list app. We are going to make the other project on to-do list app using VS Code and using PyQt5. So please stay from the beginning to the end so that I can show you all the steps you need to know and all the steps you can follow to make this app on your desktop today. The first thing you're going to do is to create a new file on Python. This is the VS Code. I think most of you already have it in your PCs. So to create a new file, you can just press Ctrl+N, and this is going to happen. Then you are going to select the language, select Python. Select Python here. Then the first thing you have to do, I think you have to save it. Saving this, you can just press Ctrl+S. Then you can just write here the name of your project. I'm going to name it as a to-do list. This way. Okay. Let us now begin writing the project. First, we're going to import some of the libraries that we need in this project. Okay, the first thing you're going to import this sys. You're going to import from pyqt5.qt widgets. You're going to import the following also. We're going to import the Q application, Q widgets, Q message box. I'm going to show you all of these things I'm importing now are going to be used. So we're going to also to import Q list widgets, also Q line edit, Q push button. Yes, I think those are enough. If there's anything we needed to add in these things we've just imported, I'm gonna just add it at the future. So let us just begin creating our to-do list app using Python. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to create the class. The class that's going to be containing every function that's going to be built in this project. So just write your class, and the class name is going to be to-do list. To-do list. This is the class name, and in here I'm going to put Q widgets. Okay, that is the class name. Init. These are the things that are going to be written for almost any project on PyQt5. Super. Okay, now after doing this, we are going now to create the title. The title of our small window that will be appearing on our PC, or the title of our app just write here self.set window title. Inside here write your title. I'm going to write the title of to do list. Then I'm going to also create a geometry where should this window be appearing, and also what should be the size of this window. 200. I think its width should be 500 and its length should be 400. Okay, I'm going to create this function where I'm going to write all the remaining functions for this project. I'm going to name it as setup UI, this way. Okay, now let us now call this function setup. Okay, that's it. Now the first thing I'm going to do, the first and foremost thing I'm going to do, now let us do this first. Let us write this thing that will be at the end for almost every project you're going to do. Every project you're going to do on PyQt5 and you're making these GUI projects using Python. At the end of the project, at the bottom, we're going to write these functions or these commands. We're going to define the main function. Name. Main. Then app is equal to q application. We are going to call all the arguments that are going to be here. Then also we're going to define the window. The window is a to-do list app. Then you're going to write this command to show the window. Then you're going to write this command to exit. Yes, that's it. So if we try to run this project now, you can just see how it will be appearing. Yes, it's here. Now from here, we already have the title of the app. We already have the geometry, the size. You can just change it, or you can just even change it from here. Or we can change it using the code by changing these parameters here. Okay, now from there, let us add every other thing here. We're going to add the line editing. We are going to add the buttons to add on the list, add button, the delete task button, and when you want to mark the task that is done or not done, you're going to add also the other button. So we shall be having 3 buttons for this project. I'm going to show you everything here. Okay. First thing, I'm going to add self dot task input. This is a place the person will be just writing his task. Q line edit. Then also self dot task list. This is Q list widgets. Here in the task input, I just placed the placeholder. But when you just open your app, the first thing you're going to see on the line edit, you're going to see this task. Enter the task. I'm going to set also the minimum length for the task input. The minimum height will be 40. Okay, that's all for the task input and also for the task list. Now we are going to add various layouts. First of all, here let us add this QV box layout and Q horizontal box layouts. Okay, I'm going to define the main layouts. This is a vertical layout that is going to contain everything in this app. Then I'm going to add also the button layout. This is the horizontal layout that is going to be containing the buttons. This way. Okay, now let us create the buttons. We're going to be having 3 buttons. The first button is the add button. This is the button to add the task. The second button will be the delete button. This is a button to delete the task when it is done, or when you just don't want to have the task in your list. And also we're going to be having the third button, that is the mark as done button. So when you just finish up doing your task in the list, you can just place, you have to first select the task, then place the mark as done button, and then after there will be the tick at the end of the task. Add button. You have to put this Q push button, then write the text that will be appearing on the button. Add task. The other button is self.mark button. This way. The other button is delete. These are the 3 buttons to be included in this project. Okay. Now what we're going to do now, we are going to select the functions. We're going to define the 3 functions just below, and these functions, when we click any of these buttons, we want to command what function should be called, what should happen after pressing these buttons. So just write here self.add_button.clicked. When this add button is clicked, we should connect with this function. I'm going to define this function just at the bottom. This way. Also, when you press this button, when we click it, we should connect it to this function. We should connect. Okay. is delete task. Okay, we already have the 3 buttons, and also we already have the 3 functions that are to be executed when you press any of these buttons. The other thing you're going to do now, you're going to add these 3 buttons into the button layout. Button layout is a horizontal layout, meaning that these 3 buttons will be displayed in horizontal. Okay, now something else we're going to do now, you're going to add the 3 buttons. Button layout that add widgets, self, so we just already added the 3 buttons into the horizontal layout. The other thing we are going to do now, we are going to add the task input, the task list, and the button layout into the main layout. The main layout is the vertical layout. So at the top of the layout, we are going to be having the task input. So layout, add widgets, task, self, okay. At the bottom of the task input, we are going to be having the button layout, add layout, button layout. Then at the bottom of this vertical layout, we are going to be having the list, task list, this way. The last thing you're going to do about this, we are going to add this main layout into our main class. So just write self dot add dot set layout layouts. Okay, let us first define these 3 functions that are going to be executed when you press any of the 3 buttons. The first function is the add button function. Let us first pass. The other function is the delete, just begin with mark. This task here. Pass for the time being. Okay, let us first learn this and see. Now you can just see what is happening. Until now, we already have the full window containing the line edit, where we are going to be entering our task. That is the task input. Then at the bottom we have the three buttons, that is the button layout. We have the add task button, the done task button, and the delete task button. And at the bottom we have the list, task list. So just after pressing the add button, the list is going to appear here. That's all. Now let us write the three functions that are going to be executed when you press any of the three buttons. Okay. When adding a task, first let us define the task is equal to self dot task input dot text. Okay, if task self dot task list dot add item task, and also after adding the item to the task list, the task input bar should be cleared. So self dot task input dot clear this, else we are going to display this message. Warning, please enter the task to add. So if someone just places the add button without entering any task in the task input bar, this message will be displayed. That's it for the add button. Let us go to the mark button. We are going first to define the selected task. Okay, if selected, first of all the task text is equal to selected dot text. If not, task text starts with, because here we are avoiding marking the same task twice. So if we place the mark task button and the task is already ticked, it means we are not going to add the second tick. That's why we are putting this. If not, task text starts with this tick here. You can just press the window button on your keyboard together with the semicolon. This is going to appear. You can just select the tick from here. If not that, what should be done? Selected dot set text task text plus this way. Or else you're going to display this message. Please select the task. Okay, the same for delete. First of all, let us define the selected task. Self dot task list current row if selected, and near selected can be one, no, it can be from 1 onwards. So if selected task is from the greater than or equal to 0, what should we do? Self task list take item selected. This take item, this is for deleting. Then else you're going to display this message. Please select the task to delete, this way. So that's all. We have the three functions that will be executed when we press any of the 3 buttons we have in our app. So let us just run this and see. Okay, let us try writing the first task. For example, if I write the first task is playing a piano. Okay, the second task is eating food. Okay, the third task maybe is playing basket. Yes, this is it. If I would like to mark the text as done, as you can see, there is a tick here. If I would like to mark this as done also, if I would like to delete this, that way. So I think you can just see the way everything works here. We can be able to add the task, we can be able to mark the task as done, we can be able to delete the task from the task list. This is a simple to-do list that you can make using your PC by using the PyQt5 library and by using the VS Code. So please don't forget to subscribe in this channel so that you can keep on getting a lot of other things that will help you, including including Python, including Arduino, and various projects in electronics, and you're also building various projects in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and a lot of other educative topics. So please don't forget to subscribe in this channel.